you, this barren woman, since you can't give my son a child, leave this house now. Mama, please, it's not my fault that I can't conceive. Woman wey no born, no get value for husband house. Get out.
Kelvin, you must go to the hospital to check yourself.
Nothing is wrong with me. I'm not taking any tests.
Precious never imagined that marriage, the thing she prayed for, fasted for, danced for, would turn into a battlefield where her heart was the casualty. 2 years, 2 whole years, and no pregnancy. Every month felt like an exam she kept failing. Every negative test felt like someone pressing a finger into her chest. But nothing hurt more than Mama Kelvin, her mother-in-law. Precious! Her sharp voice echoed from the sitting room. If you like, sleep there. Housewife that cannot produce ordinary child. Precious closed her eyes, inhaling slowly. She came out of the bedroom. Mama, good morning. Good morning? Is good morning what I will eat? You better give me a grandchild before my enemies start laughing at me. Kelvin sat on the sofa, pretending to scroll on his phone, like a man reading breaking news. He didn't look up. He didn't defend his wife. He didn't even blink. Mama, Precious started softly. Kelvin and I are trying. Mama Kelvin cut her off. Trying what? Trying to finish my lineage? Eh? Not only you be women wey no get womb? Precious felt her chest tighten, her throat burn, but she forced a smile. God's time is the best. Mama Kelvin hissed so loudly it almost shook the window. God's time. I have been hearing that thing since your wedding. 2 years. 2 good years. Even goat don't born. Fowls don't lay egg. But you. Mama, please, Precious whispered, blinking back tears. Kelvin finally looked up. Precious, just go inside. He said quietly. Go inside? Go inside? His mother was dragging her like a generator and he told her to go inside? Precious swallowed the scream growing in her chest and walked back into the bedroom. The moment the door closed, her tears fell like somebody opened a tap. Kelvin entered the room later, avoiding her eyes. Babe, you know how Mama is now. She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. Kelvin, she insulted me again, and you sat there like a furniture. Kelvin sighed. I don't want to talk back at Mama. You know she raised me alone. So because she raised you, I should be suffering? Precious whispered. He didn't answer. Ever since Precious married Kelvin, Mama Kelvin never missed a chance to remind her.
Woman wey no born, no get value for husband house.
Precious sat at the edge of the bed, staring at a small plastic bowl Mama Kelvin had given her earlier that morning. The smell alone could slap anybody back to their senses. A dark, bitter-looking concoction. Mama Kelvin's voice still echoed in her head. Drink 3 times a day. Now this same medicine helped Rita give birth to twins. Precious sighed. But saying no to Mama Kelvin, that was a battle she didn't have the strength for. Just as she lifted the bowl, Kelvin walked into the room wearing his usual face of superiority. He asked without even looking at her. Have you taken what my mother gave you? Precious lowered the bowl. Kelvin, I'm tired of drinking all these things. They are not helping. Why can't we go to the hospital together and check ourselves properly? Kelvin's eyes snapped at her immediately. Check ourselves. Precious, I don't need any test. I am a man. My father bore 5 children. Nothing is wrong with me. Precious tried to speak calmly. But Kelvin, you need to check yourself too. Kelvin hissed, hands on his waist. My mother already said it. Your body is weak. She's even trying to help you, and you are here disrespecting her? I'm not disrespecting anybody, but this is my health we're talking about. Why is it only me taking herbs? Why can't you go for a fertility test? Kelvin's face changed. He stepped closer, voice low and proud. Because I don't have any problem. Nothing can be wrong with me. You are the one that should be worried. Precious fought back tears. You are not even listening. I'm not taking any test. End of discussion. He walked to the living room. Precious dropped the herbal mixture on the table, her hand shaking. As if on cue, Mama Kelvin barged into the room without knocking. Her eyes landed on the untouched bush. Hey, I knew it. So you want to waste my son's time? You don't want to drink the medicine I brought with my money? Precious felt her chest tighten. Mama, I need a break. I'm not feeling well. Mama Kelvin dragged the bowl and pushed it into Precious's hand. Drink it now. Drink it. Precious flinched as the woman's voice filled the room. Kelvin stood behind his mother, silent, useless, watching his wife get bullied like he wasn't part of it. Mama Kelvin continued, You have held my son for 2 years, with no child. If not for Jesus, you fadon pack comot from this house. Precious swallowed hard, tears burning her eyes. She lifted the bowl and forced the bitter liquid down her throat. Mama Kelvin smiled with satisfaction. Good girl. Tomorrow I will bring another set of herbs. This time, stronger one. As she left, Kelvin followed her like a puppy. Precious woke up that Saturday with a pounding headache. Kelvin wasn't home. She dragged herself to the sitting room, trying to distract her mind with chores when she heard a loud knock. Who is that? She called out. No answer. Precious opened the door slowly and froze. Standing there was a tall, elderly woman dressed in Ankara wrapper, cowries on her wrist and eyes too sharp for her age. Good morning, my daughter, she said with a crooked smile. I am Mama Agbeke. Your mother-in-law sent me. Precious's heart skipped. Mama sent you? For what? The old woman stepped inside without permission, her nose sniffing the air like she could smell Precious's thoughts. She said make I help you, so that you will finally give her pikin. Precious stepped back. I don't understand. Mama Kelvin didn't tell me anything. That is because you will argue, the woman snapped. Where is your bedroom? I brought something for you to drink. Precious felt her skin crawl. Oh, what exactly did Mama Kelvin ask you to do? Precious whispered. Mama Agbeke smiled slowly. To open your womb. She brought out a small calabash wrapped in red cloth. A strange smell leaked from it, thick, sour, almost rotten. Precious covered her nose. What is inside that? It is for you. You will drink half tonight, half tomorrow. Then you will lie with your husband. If he cannot perform, I will give you stronger one. Precious stepped back again. No, I don't want this. Mama Kelvin should have told me. The woman hissed sharply. Your delay is embarrassing their family. If you don't use this, another woman will give Kelvin a child. The words hit Precious like a slap. Thank you for coming, Ma. But I don't want this. Please go. Mama Agbeke stared at her for a long moment, then chuckled darkly. You think you are strong? You think you can talk back? I pity you. She picked up her calabash and walked out slowly, muttering under her breath. Stubborn woman, she will cry soon. The moment the door closed, Precious collapsed onto the floor and cried silently. It happened on a humid Saturday morning. Precious was sweeping the living room when she heard a car horn outside. Mama Kelvin entered first, wearing her usual oversized wrapper and wicked smile. Behind her walked a tall, curvy girl with heavy makeup and a red handbag. She strutted into the house like she owned it. Precious, Mama Kelvin said, meet Cynthia, the girl that will give my son a child. The broom fell from her hand. Ma, what are you saying? Mama Kelvin hissed. I'm saying the truth. 2 years, you never give us anything. This girl is here to help this family. Precious looked at Kelvin, silently begging him to stand up for her. But Kelvin just scratched his head and muttered, Mama, is this really necessary? Keep quiet, Mama Kelvin backed. You don't want trouble. I am solving the problem you refuse to solve. Cynthia smiled sweetly at Kelvin. Good afternoon, my future baby daddy. Precious's chest tightened. Cynthia moved in that same day. She wore Precious's slippers, cooked in Precious's kitchen, ate the biggest meat in the pot, and even sprayed Precious's perfume. Mama Kelvin encouraged every disrespect. My son needs peace. Let Cynthia take care of him. Peace? There was no peace anywhere. At night, Precious cried so silently her throat hurt. She kept asking herself, is this the marriage I prayed for? Is this the same Kelvin who once swore to protect me? The only thing that kept her sane was the fact that Kelvin hadn't touched Cynthia yet. Mama Kelvin was still preparing her for conception with her herbal concoctions, but she knew it was just a matter of time. One night, after Cynthia loudly announced she had ovulation cramps, Mama Kelvin rushed to Kelvin's door. Kelvin, come and impregnate her. Today is the day. Precious stood in the hallway wearing her nightgown, tears burning her eyes. Kelvin hesitated, but followed his mother. Precious watched him walk into Cynthia's room. Her legs gave way. She dropped to the floor, shaking and crying uncontrollably. God, what did I do wrong? Why am I suffering like this?
2 days later, Precious sat in the hospital waiting room, both hands shaking as she held the small white envelope. The doctor had insisted gently, please, instead of dropping his semen sample, come with your husband next time. This is a two-way journey. She only nodded. If only the doctor knew. A night before, after being intimate with Kelvin, Precious had secretly carried Kelvin's sperm because Kelvin would rather swallow nails than step inside a hospital. The nurse handed her the envelope. Madam Precious, this is the report. Precious swallowed. Thank you. She walked out of the hospital like someone moving through thick water. Her legs felt heavy. Her heart felt heavier. She didn't open the envelope until she got into a keke. She sat in the back seat, hands trembling as she tore it open. Her eyes scanned the page, then froze. Kelvin Owolabi, severe low sperm count, motility extremely low. Precious covered her mouth to hold in a scream. It wasn't her. She wasn't the problem. She was never the problem. Her whole body vibrated with anger, frustration, relief, and humiliation all at once. Precious blinked back tears and looked at the result again. But instead, she went quiet, cold, very calm. Precious folded the result carefully and tucked it into her purse. And she decided she wouldn't confront Kelvin. Not yet. Precious dragged herself through the busy market, her head full of Mama Kelvin's latest insult. You see this woman? 2 years of marriage and no child. Such shame. Then she bumped into someone, hard. Oh, I'm so sorry, she muttered, looking up, and froze. David! Her heart skipped a beat. The David she had loved years ago, the one she had dreamed about before Kelvin came along. David's eyes widened. Precious, is that really you? She wanted to run, to hide, but curiosity and something deeper kept her rooted. They started talking, slowly, awkwardly. At first, about work, the weather, nothing too personal. But every word stirred memories, laughter, and warmth she hadn't felt in years. Weeks passed, and Precious couldn't get David out of her mind. Every smile, every laugh they shared in secret lingered with her like fire. She had to be careful. Mama Kelvin's eyes were everywhere, and Kelvin remained blissfully unaware of his wife's hidden life. But the thrill of seeing David, even for a few stolen hours, made her feel alive. One rainy evening, away from the eyes of Mama Kelvin, away from the suffocating grip of her marriage, Precious and David gave in to the feelings that had never died. It was passionate, consuming, and unforgettable. Precious regretted what she did and warned David to stay away from her. 5 weeks later, Precious collapsed in the kitchen. Kelvin rushes her to the hospital. At the hospital, the nurse smiled at her. "Madam, congratulations. You're pregnant." Precious froze. Pregnant? Pregnant? She held her belly and cried, not from shame, but from relief. After all the insults, all the accusations, all the humiliation, she finally had her miracle. But this miracle came with consequences. Big consequences. Mama Kelvin started dancing around the compound the moment she heard the news. "I said it. My son is a real man. Cynthia, you can go home. Oh. Kelvin's seed is powerful." Precious watched them silently, her heart beat loud in her ears. Kelvin hugged her. He cried, "My love, thank you. You didn't give up on us." Precious looked at him. She wondered, should she tell them the truth or let them swim inside their sweet delusion? But she knew Mama Kelvin. And David, he didn't know she was pregnant. Yet, Precious still carried guilt like a heavy stone. Mama Kelvin started bringing gifts for Precious, kneeling to pray for her, acting like she didn't almost ruin her life. What would she do when Kelvin eventually asked, "Precious, whose child is this?" Would Mama Kelvin survive the truth? Would Kelvin forgive? Would David return? Would the baby bring peace? The house was buzzing with anticipation. The baby's arrival was just weeks away, and Precious was carefully arranging the nursery. She hummed softly, trying to keep her mind calm, unaware that Mama Kelvin had decided to help today. Mama Kelvin walked in with a suspicious smile. "Hey, make I help you, my dear? We no fit leave scatter room for my grandchild," she said, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. Precious nodded politely, trying to ignore the tension she always felt around her. As Mama Kelvin straightened some folded clothes and wiped the shelves, her eyes fell on a small envelope tucked inside Precious's bag. Curiosity and suspicion piqued. She pulled it out. It was Kelvin's medical test results. Mama Kelvin's eyes scanned the page. Her lips curled into a triumphant, wicked smile, and then she screamed. The scream was like a knife slicing through the room. "No! Waiting be these!" she screamed, holding the results high like a trophy. Precious froze, her heart pounding. "Mama Kelvin, please, don't!" But it was too late. Kelvin came running, confused and terrified. "What happened? What is it?" Mama Kelvin waved the papers in his face. You get low sperm count, and all this time you dey pretend. Precious carry belle for another man? Abomination, oh." Kelvin's face turned pale. He stammered, "Precious, is that true?" Precious stayed silent, her eyes steady, knowing that saying anything now wouldn't help. Mama Kelvin's grin widened like she had won a battle. "You see, I tell am, this girl too wicked, oh. You've brought shame to this family." Before Precious could say anything, Mama Kelvin grabbed her bag and shoved her toward the door. "Go! Get out of this house. You are no longer my son's wife. You have humiliated my family long enough." Precious stood her ground for a moment, but Mama Kelvin's wrath was unstoppable. Kelvin tried to intervene, his voice breaking. "Mom, please." Precious waved them off. "You had your chance to protect me and you failed. Now face the consequences of your foolishness." Tears streamed down Kelvin's face as Precious walked past him.
Precious left the house quietly, holding back tears as she made her way to her parents' place. The moment she arrived, her mother dropped everything. "Precious, what is it? Why are you crying?" She finally told them everything. Mama Kelvin, the test results, how she was thrown out. Her father sighed deeply and said, "You need to tell David the truth. He deserves to know." With trembling hands and a heavy heart, she went straight to David's house. David opened the door and froze. "Precious, what happened?" he asked, confused and shocked to see her standing there with a bag. She swallowed hard, her voice barely a whisper. "David, I'm pregnant." His eyes widened even more. "Pregnant? Precious, how? When? Are you saying?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, the child is yours." David stepped closer, eyes softening, voice shaking. "Precious, why didn't you tell me?" She smiled weakly. "I'm free now," she said quietly. "And this time, I will build my family on my own terms." David took her hands gently, holding them as if afraid she might disappear. "Then let's start anew. No one can hurt you now." Precious nodded. For the first time in a long time, her heart felt light, unstoppable, and full of hope. Mama Kelvin might think she won, but Precious had won the battle that truly mattered: her life, her child, her freedom, and her choice.